Hi. In this video on retirement, I'm wondering what I can say that I haven't said before. Because over the last 2.5, 3 years, I've made almost 200 videos just on this subject of retirement, oldsterhood. And I know I've been repeating myself at times, because just how much can one person know? And then a thought occurred to me. I have 2 books on retirement, both written by Australian women, and both referring to people retiring mainly in Australia because of the rules and regulations applicable to retirees in this nation. Nevertheless, what is written in these books is applicable to all retirees. One book in particular has been written especially for women retirees, because women in the Western world, generally speaking, so far anyway, are unfortunately given the short end of the stick, so to speak, when it comes to retirement, because generally they retire with less money and end up living longer. But I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is these 2 books. The first one is by a woman by the name of Beck Wilson. Here's the book. And it's proving to be very popular. Beck apparently lives in Brisbane in Queensland, and her book has become, well, the term is going viral. Apparently a lot of people are buying it, and Beck is running a lot of workshops and a lot of educationals helping people in retirement on mostly the psychological and emotional sides of retirement, besides the practical aspects such as money and where to live and so forth. The second book is this one. Every Woman's Guide to Retirement by Alice Mantle. Now, Alice, I've met her, and she's a very nice lady, and of course an ex-legal eagle. So she talks about the legal side of it, things like wills and that type of thing. And of course also she speaks specifically from the angle of women retiring in Australia. So these 2 books are really worth having. Now, certainly you can look up on YouTube and you can see now virtually hundreds of people talking about their retirement. But to my way of thinking, it pays to have books rather than just relying on videos, because a book, you can take it along with you in your handbag or your purse, read it in the bus, read it before you go to bed, and it's a much handier reference, I think, than having to look at something on YouTube or on your PC. So that's my recommendation for this particular video. Buy these books. I'll repeat them again. How to Have an Epic Retirement by Beck Wilson, and Every Woman's Guide for Retirement by Alice Mantle. They are the only books I have on retirement. All the others I've looked at in bookshops virtually focus almost exclusively on how much money you can save, investments and all that type of thing, which quite frankly, although it's very important, that's why you should get a financial advisor rather than do it yourself. But that's up to you. I hope you got something out of this little video, but as I said, I'm sort of pushing now to find new things to talk about. However, I'm sure that as time goes by, more ideas will occur, and I'll be able to place them up there for you to have a look at and take away with you what you will. Have a good day. Have a good year. Have a good, long, happy, healthy retirement.